live from Earl Crabbe Gymnasium on the campus of Placer High School. Touchdown Productions, the leader in local sports television, is proud to present the CIF Sac-Joaquin Section Les Schwab Tires Division III Basketball Playoffs, presented by Farmers Insurance. Tonight, in the opening round of the 2015 playoffs, your PBL champion, the 6th seed Placer Lady Hillmen, take on the 11th seed East Union Lancers. We're on the road to the section title, and all the action begins right here, right now. It's your NorCal Game of the Week. Now the 2015 playoff season begins tonight for the Lady Hillmen and all over Northern California as teams begin their march to the section title. Good evening, basketball fans, wherever you are across our worldwide audience. This is Paul Brown, and joining me, my partner, Steve Sitter. Our production director in the Commander 2 is Gilbert M. Dominguez, and he is joined by the rest of the Touchdown Production sports team, Samuel Enos, Tony Randini, and the pride of Placer High School, Cody Hitchcock. So, Steve, the Lady Hillmen may be a team of destiny after running the table on the PBL. What do you think?
I don't know about destiny, Paul, but the Lady Hillmen are on fire. They enter the postseason as the 2015 PBL champion and put their 10-game winning streak on the line as they take on the third-place team from the Valley Oak League, the East Union Lancers.
And they open up the playoffs at home in this historic Depression-era, 79-year-old facility they call the Earl Crabbe. It was built in 1936, and this community treasures it and holds the memory of thousands of athletic events that hang on the walls, as you see all around, and the pennants from over 100 years of Placer sports. It's Steve, it's truly a humbling experience just to walk through the door and to do a game here.
Oh, absolutely. And don't forget, this is the first of 2 nights of playoff basketball here at Placer. The Placer boys will take on the Vista Del Lago Eagles tomorrow night, which, of course, Touchdown Productions will be present for.
So the stage is set for Game 1 of the 2015 playoffs. As you can see, all these games on our Touchdown Productions Game of the Week YouTube channel. And when we return, we'll break down the playoff picture and get ready to tip off after remind you that you're watching.
Magnuson's Toyota and Scion is celebrating 25 years serving you in the foothills. Right now, Magnuson's carries the first all-electric SUV, and they're still the home of the Toyota Tundra. Magnuson's Dodge Chrysler Jeep is right down the street and features the new Ram diesel truck, Jeep Wranglers, and Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota and Magnuson's Dodge, both in Auburn. Accidents happen, and Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop understands your frustration when they do. They work on all makes and models and have been serving Nevada County for 3 generations. Trips is a proud member of the AAA Repair Network, and their technicians are I-CAR Gold Class professionals. Trips works with all insurance companies and is a direct repair facility for AAA. Voted Nevada County's best, it's Trips Auto Body. It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydrosystems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Back here at the Earl Crabbe Gymnasium in anticipation of this first playoff game of the season, we will be seeing the Placer Hillmen ladies against the East Union team, coached by Jim Asante. Steve, what do you think we're going to see tonight?
Well, let's take a look at the playoff picture.
I'm sorry, Gil, we can't hear you. We're going to go to the Grib right now.
And this is number 6 Placer playing number 11 East Union tonight, and the winner will take on the winner of the number 3 Rio Linda against number 14 El Camino. Rio Linda, of course, heavily favored, and if they do win, then the next game will be a home game for Rio Linda.
Looking now at Division III boys, number 7 Placer will be taking Vista del Lago. That's tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, that's tomorrow, and you'll actually see that game. We'll be back tomorrow here at the Earl Crabbe to do that game for you. And then, of course, we have Vanden versus the series team. Vanden looking to take the lead in that series.
And now we have the girls' Division I playoff. Nevada Union playing against Pleasant Grove tonight, and that game is, of course, at Pleasant Grove. And the winner will take on the winner of number 3 McClatchy and number 4 Enox. Again, McClatchy heavily favored, and if they do win, they guarantee themselves a second home game.
Being number 3 rated, here's the girls' Division IV playoffs. West Campus will take on Ripon. Ripon is rated 14, but generally they come up with very, very good teams. Look for that to be a very close game. Colfax, number 6 rated, will take on Highland. Join us next week, Steve Sitter. You and I will be sitting here. The road to the section playoffs, the championship, will be here with the Hillmen versus Vista del Lago Eagles. That will be a fantastic game. You'll see it on the Game of the Week YouTube channel. Touchdown predictions will be here. Okay, well, with that all said, the table is set. This is the San Joaquin Section Basketball Playoffs, and this is Touchdown Productions Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Dr. Victoria Tutak, and welcome to Advanced Chiropractic Centers. Are you tired of living with debilitating pain, physically impacting the quality of your life? Here at Advanced Chiropractic Centers, we offer a variety of options. We are a result-driven office devoted to your health care. My name is Dr. C, and I look forward to meeting your healthcare needs.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations, and thank you for keeping your business local.
We're at SPD Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about SPD.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, it's small, they have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Welcome to Plaza Tire and Automotive Service in Grass Valley. At Plaza Tire and Automotive Service, the customer comes first. We only do what's right for the customer, not necessarily what's right for business. Third-generation family member, learned all that I know from my Grandpa Fred, my dad, my Uncle Mike, my grandma. My entire family's been a huge part of learning about the automotive industry. Grass Valley is our 4th location, and you can also find us in Colfax, Penn Valley, and Nevada City. I am Blake Hauser, and I welcome you to join us for the grand opening at our Grass Valley location.
And, of course, brought to you by Touchdown Productions, the Foothills leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks a lot for tuning in tonight. And be sure to stay with us after the game as we present the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award, created by Stuckey Engravers. Once again, the Touchdown Productions staff will select the best player of tonight's game and award them with a plaque created by Stuckey. It's the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award coming up right after this exciting sports telecast right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. Guys, back up to you.
And thank you, Gil. We will be looking for the best player of the game from this Placer team tonight. Steve Sitter and I will choose a worthy candidate And hopefully we will see the Placer girls moving on in this section playoff. So Steve, with 3 minutes before the game starts and we have the introductions, give me some thoughts on what you think we're going to see tonight.
Well, I think we're going to see Placer's big three. Rachel Cuarte, Maddie Hernandez, and Bailey Vanderdoes. They lead in points per game, rebounds per game, and field goal percentage for Placer. If they can keep up the momentum that they have accrued in the 26 games leading up to tonight, I really don't think East Union has too much of a chance. But another big factor is their defense. Through all 10 games in league this year, they have held their opponents to under 10 points in a quarter.
In every quarter?
Not in every quarter. Just in one quarter of the game, they've held an opponent to less than 10 points.
Oh, I understand, sure.
And that is just consistent defense. That's really all that is. Placer can institute a press if they want to force turnovers and really make the other team suffer in the backcourt before they can set up a half-court game. And that's really what Placer is all about. Not only do they have this three-pronged offense, but they also have excellent all-around defense.
You know, and also one of the big advantages here, around the NBA league, we talk about the sixth man. Some of the stadiums are louder than others. The Earl Crabbe is one fine home court advantage. To play in this gymnasium, and you scan around and see, it is a Hoosiers-type gymnasium, as I mentioned on the pregame, but it's loud.
It is very loud.
There's Tony Camelucci. It is really loud in here, and when the crowd starts to go, it's definitely an advantage for Placer.
Well, we saw a few weeks ago Placer playing Colfax at Colfax, and that gym was fantastic at the Ron Pucci Pavilion. And it was also very loud, but in favor of Colfax, and Placer managed to shut that crowd down pretty early and really kept that early lead all the way through. So they are certainly used to playing in very loud conditions.
So we will take a moment to pause for the national anthem before we have the introductions.
Before we get the starting lineup, please rise for your attention to the north end of Earl Crabbe Gymnasium. Join Dave Lawrence and the Golden Hillmen Band with our national anthem.
Great rendition of the national anthem by the Placer Band. So we'll have the starting lineup.
Junior forward, number 5, Olivia Bezeldaño.
Bezeldaño.
Number 12, Destiny Flores.
Number 12 is Destiny Flores.
21, Ruby Dobby.
Ruby Dobby, number 21.
Wearing number 31, Anna Wood.
Anna Wood will wear number 31, starting center, and number 33, Lena Dragoni. And for the Placer Hillmen.
A 5'7" senior forward, number 4, Sydney Wagner.
There's Sydney Wagner, senior forward, 5'7".
Number 12,
Rachel Cuarte, the senior, again 5'10", very strong player.
Number 11, Maddie Hernandez.
Maddie Hernandez, the junior. Look for her to score in double digits tonight. Nicole Lee, another senior.
Junior post player, number 34, Bailey Vanderdoos.
And there is Bailey Vanderdoos, the 6'1 junior. And Steve, who is the scoring leader on this team?
That would be Bailey Vanderdoos. She is easily the scoring leader, averaging 16.1 points per game, 8.3 rebounds per game, and a 41% field goal percentage. Just under her, though, is Raquel Corrade, who has 12 points per game, 9.4 rebounds per game, and a 49% field goal percentage.
And to do the play-by-play tonight here for the Placer ladies, I hand it over to Steve Sitter. Steve?
Thanks, Paul. We are going to see what looks like Raquel Corrade takes the jump, which is a bit unusual. She's 3 inches shorter than Bailey Vanderdoos, but she's up against Rena Dragoni, who is 6'1", so she does have a 3-inch advantage over Corrade, and she wins the tip for Vezaldeño. So the first possession of the game will go to the Lancers. See what kind of offensive scheme they run. Placer's defense is very tenacious. And I'm playing a man-on defense. Vezaldeño, shot fake, pass down low, almost knocked away. Nice body control by Dragoni, and she puts it up and in.
Boy, Dragoni really knows how to take position in that key.
Lancers institute a full court press, broken quickly by the Hill Gals. Trying to work it down low. Split pass down low, nicely caught. Just a bit too hard off the glass and out of bounds off of Wood. That was Nicole Lee, who just missed an open layup.
I think that was a set play, Steve. Lee under the basket all by herself coming off the screen.
Perfectly placed pass. Nice fadeaway pass and jumper by Vanderdoos, and Vanderdoos ties us up at 2. Both offenses are 1-for-1 scoring. As that Placer defense knocks that pass away, but it's reeled in by Vezaldeño.
Placer saying man-to-man.
That pass almost knocked out, but corralled by Dobby. Dobby puts up the runner. No good. Rebound taken by Lee.
And good example, Steve, of that tenacious defense. They really had to force a shot after the full shot clock.
And even so, they put up a good shot. Nice passing. And that ball movement results in Vanderdoos putting up 2 more. Placer looks like they've already been playing for 26 games this year. They are absolutely on the same page. There's a 3 up on the way, no good. Rebound taken by Corrade. Quickly up the court before the press can be established. And there's a 3 on the way. No good, but fought off by Wood.
They'll let Bailey Vanderdoos take that shot from the top of the key all night long. She's very high percentage from there.
Dragoni throws it out long 2. No good. And a loose ball foul will be called on Vezaldeño.
That's the thing, Steve, about Vanderdoos. She can beat you inside, but they like to let her hang around the top of the key. Very effective shooter, kicking the ball back out, but she'll follow her shot in, get a lot of rebounds and second shots.
She is an all-around good player, offensive and defensive. There's skip pass, 3 on the way, just a bit short. Offensive rebound. Third chance opportunity. Fourth chance by Vanderdoos before she can finally draw a foul.
I got to tell you, underneath the basket there, Renee Dragoni, she's going to give Vanderdoos some fits. She's got plenty of size and height to get position and to block her out.
Dragoni and Wood are very physical players, and that's putting it very mildly. Anna Wood is listed as 5'10", Dragoni at 6'1", and they play very, very rough. Placer hits both their free throws. On the season, they're a 65% free throw team, which is fairly average for high school girls basketball. Nice pass by Vezaldeño, collects it. Second chance. Third chance now by Dragoni. And that's stolen away but thrown out of bounds, so it will go back to the Lancers, and they'll have a full shot clock.
Tony Camalucci on the sideline, very animated. Imagine that. Tony is passionate about the game and very successful coach.
A three-point shot fake, and that's going to be a travel.
Not enough dribble.
Travel's going to be on Dobby, 5'4", sophomore. Good try. She just put one too many fakes in that run. Nice give and go. Up the court. Placer with numbers. Up and in. Nicole Lee. I don't think Placer dribbled the ball once. End to end. And that is how you beat a full court press. There's Aldaños, hands it off to Wood. Wood walks down the baseline, puts up a fadeaway up and in.
Only the second basket for the Lancers. Now trailing 8-4.
As the pass up to Lee, and Lee can't quite corral it. That'll result in Placer's second turnover. Both teams with 2. Quickly up by Dobby. Dobby draws the foul on Vanderdoos, and they're going to have to stop the speed of the Lancers if Placer wants to stay out of foul trouble.
Good point guard knows if you're not scoring and your setup plays are not working, try to drive the lane and get a foul.
First shot rims out. Both these teams on paper look very similar. East Union with 13 players, Placer with 12. Placer has 6 seniors, the Lancers have 5, and both teams carry 2 sophomores. Just in terms of roster composition, these two teams very even.
And from size, Steve, they both have size.
Hernandez drives the basket up with the left hand, and good.
Wow. Hernandez showing off her skills a little.
It is 10-5 halfway through the first quarter. Flores pulls up, throws it, saved out of bounds nicely by Aldaños. Now Wood is tied up, and a quick hold will be called. Not sure that'll be on.
Let's watch Hernandez in her left hand here. This is so impressive. I wonder if it was a mistake. She drives up. No, it's just a beautifully conceived layup, way high up off the backboard, falls right in.
Back to live action. That foul was called on Hernandez. Let's get past, tied up by Lee, and Lee comes up with it. Another nice Placer steal. And they do get up the court and set up their offense. Hernandez pulls up, goes off the glass, no good, but collects their own rebound. Fresh shot clock, 3 on the way, up and good. Manny Hernandez refuses to stay off the scoreboard.
Hernandez scores a 3 for Placer, now up 13-5.
Aldaños tries to go left side. Knocked away by Hernandez, but easily corralled. Nice down low pass for Dragoni. Dragoni up. That was partially blocked. And the rebound comes out. Placer quickly up court. Numbers wide open is Corrade. Corrade with her first 2 of the night. Coach Agostini for the Lancers takes the first time out of the game.
Yeah, Coach Agostini had enough of this. Down by 10 points early in the first quarter. Not much happening for the Lancers. Not really able to get their shots to fall, even though they are getting some penetration. The key, Steve, it's clearly all Hillmen so far.
Nancy Magnuson dodged Price to keep scoreboard. Placer and Lady Hillmen on top early against the East Union Lancers, 15-5, and it seemed early on that the post game was really going to work in the Lancers' favor because Wood and Dragoni take up way more space on the court than Vanderdoos and Corrade, who are the same size.
And you know, we've seen good footwork from her too. I think it is yet to unfold, Steve. It's just that the Lancers are off to a slow start. Let's see if they can pick it up.
Well, this Placer defense is very well trained. That runner thrown up by Aldaños is good, and that is very difficult to guard against if you can get that shot to fall. And that's going to be a travel on Corrade.
And all of a sudden they decide to go to the full court press, and there is the first turnover by the Hillmen. If you're not expecting it, that press can really take you off guard.
Well, they beat it with speed and precision passing last time. And that time I think Corrade just, her brain said to pass and her body wanted to run with it. There's Aldaños with the jump stop. That's knocked out of her hands by Corrade. Will stay with the Lancers, and they have 15 on the shot clock. All defended by the Lady Hillmen, eventually thrown out for Dobby. And that's knocked out of her hands. She's trying to corral it, but Corrade comes up with it. 3 Placer steals in this first quarter, just under 2 minutes to go. And that running pass for Corrade is in and out of her hands. So Placer and East Union both with 4 turnovers. The difference, Placer with 3 steals and the Lancers with none. (15-7) in the first quarter. As Aldaños goes left hand, gives off to Wood. 3 in the corner. It's a bit short, and Corrade comes up with the rebound. That's head fake by Hernandez. Hernandez, I think she wanted Wegner initially, but it does eventually get to her. East Union with the rebound. Quickly up the court for Wood. Wood with the left hand. No good, and Placer cleans up the rebound.
Again, missed opportunities.
And that pass is well behind Sydney Wegner.
There's a no-look pass and a little too fancy. Wegner just wasn't looking.
And now Wegner will come out, and Nicole Lee comes back in. Also, Maddie Hernandez comes out. Maddie Hernandez has been battling a shoulder injury. Her shoulder has been known to pop out of its socket, as it did multiple times during the Colfax game. Under a minute left in the first quarter. Aldaños drives baseline and throws it off Vanderdoes, so it stays with the Lancers.
Good defense by Vanderdoes under the basket. It's going to be interesting to see, Steve, how she plays without Dragoni in there.
And Sierra Goodwin is a 6-foot junior. She's in the game. Nice precision shot from Aldaños off the glass. 15-9, 41 seconds remaining. Vanderdoes will take that 3. Doesn't quite get the roll, but another offensive rebound. And this time the Lancers collect it. Got a 2-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Aldaños is going to be called for a travel. Looks like she took a bit of a running jump stop, and the back referee was not going to let her get away with it. The shot clock is off, 26.6 seconds. Inbound pass to Corrade, gives it back to Raven Lewis, who is one of 2 sophomores on the Lady Hillmen. Thought about the shot, now the skip pass. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound taken by Vanderdoes. Gives it back to Corrade. Corrade, no good. And now with 2 seconds left, Aldaños is not going to get a shot off as she travels. Very good call by the referee. Usually they'll let that go with time running down, but he makes the call with 0.3 seconds on the clock, so they're going to have to get a catch and shoot, and that's not going to do it. That shot will not count, and at the end of the first quarter, the Placer Lady Hillmen get an early lead against the Lancers, who are held to just 9. Again, that's single digit in a quarter. So make that 15 straight.
And I'll tell you, Steve, as that Magnuson Dodge Chrysler Jeep scoreboard should be saying, there it is. The Hillmen leading by 15, but I think the second half of that quarter, the last 4 minutes of that quarter, had to be towards the Lancer side. They started to come back, started to feel that they could score under the basket. And, you know, surprisingly, they scored 4 points without Dragoni in there.
Olivia Aldaños is an offensive weapon. She's a bit of an all-around player. She prefers to pass, but she's quick off the dribble, and she'll throw up runners under the basket all night.
That seems to be a big part of their offense.
I'll tell you what the big problem is, though, is that Placer is dominating the rebounds. Placer out rebounding the East Union Lancers 11-5.
Wow. Wow, that is significant. Paul Brown, Steve Sitter here at the Earl Crabbe Gymnasium. Great basketball action here. Lady Hillmen playing the East Union Lancers.
Placer has the first possession of the second quarter. Looks like they have a few subs in. A long three is up and no good, but another offensive rebound. And that pass was not well placed, so another Placer turnover and the first Lancer steal of the night. Nice passing by the Lancers. Dobby goes up no good. And another Placer rebound.
Good defense now by the Lancers in a semi-zone man-to-man.
Nicole Lee tries to pass to Corarte. Another Lancer steal, and we've got a loose ball foul.
I think it was Amber Burchell. It was, with her first foul of the night.
Placer with 3 team fouls. East Union with 2. Bobby dishes off a 3 on the way. That misses everything but the backboard. A Placer rebound. Hernandez up the court quickly. Well, that was a bit of a quick shot. Lancers come up with it. A lot of contact and another runner by Vezaldanos goes in.
Vezaldanos, I'm assuming she was trying for that backboard shot, Steve.
Well, regardless of what she was trying for, it went in. Mid-range jump shot is no good, even though she didn't jump. And that falls out of bounds and will go to the Lancers.
2 wide open shots by the Hillmen missed from the outside. They need to be scoring those shots when they're that wide open, clear to the basket.
15-11 is the score. Rena Dragoni enters the game once again. Still 6 minutes remaining in the first half. That shot is too hard off the backboard. Another Placer rebound. Well, I'm going to get used to saying that. That 3 passed up by Lee. That one is not. That's off the back of the rim. That nicely saved. Another Placer offensive rebound. Pass down low, up and in. Raquel Chiarde with 2 more. And those second chance, third chance, fourth chance opportunities that the Lancers are giving up are the difference in the game. That pass telegraphed and stolen by the Lady Hillmen. Nice pass, but a little too much momentum. That ball's knocked out of bounds and will go to the Lancers.
Lancers are not getting back down court, Steve. They're not running down when there is a fast break.
And Nicole Lee, I think she fell and maybe smacked her nose on the hardwood. She's going to come out, and Sydney Wegner will come back in. Lancers have possession. 5 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Still 17-11. Neither team really able to score. Another runner put up and in, and she draws a foul. Olivia Vezaldanos, she must practice that.
I think it represents 6 or 8 of the points total.
8.
And she has scored most of them from that side with the right hand.
We have a late sub, Julia Camalucci. Now she's able to come in for Raquel Chiarde. Julia Camalucci is the other sophomore, along with Raven Lewis, for the Hill Gals.
You know, that little runner shot of Olivia Vezaldanos is virtually impossible to defend, too, Steve. It's with the right hand going away from the basket.
Well, ordinarily, it's such a low percentage shot, and she's so off balance.
And she's just putting it in the basket either off the backboard or just into the net.
That press, I think, has only generated one turnover, and it's leaving Placer in very good position. The jump shot by Baker is no good, and the rebound is taken by the Lancers.
Gabby Baker, very solid substitution made inside.
As Aldaños takes a long two. That's no good, and they will collect the rebound. Pass down low for Dragoni. Dragoni puts it up, doesn't get the roll. Another offensive rebound, and now Sierra Goodwin draws a foul, so she will shoot two. And we're seeing some offensive life from East Union. And I think a lot of that has to do with the Placer offense completely stalling.
Complete inability to score here.
Sierra Goodwin is a 6-foot junior. And that shot looked like it came off her hand wrong. So she will shoot the second. 17-14 is the score. Lancers have battled back.
Down as much as almost 10. Weren't they at 1 point in the game?
Second free throw is no good. And kept alive. And another offensive rebound, but then a steal by Placer. That switches up the momentum. Hernandez pass down low is knocked out of bounds by Dragoni, so it will stay Pilgal's ball. And now Anna Wood comes into the game, so Wood and Dragoni are both on the floor. You see how much space they take up under the basket. It is imposing. That pass is right into the hands of Ruby Dobby, and she puts it up and in with a foul.
And that brings an ovation from the crowd on the left side. East Union Lancers have brought quite a number of people.
And Placer is just passing far too much. They are passing up easy shot opportunities, and the Lancers are taking full advantage.
There's a replay of that now. Good basket here, and a needless foul. Right here, she's semi-defended, but she doesn't need to reach in to make that push. If you're going to make that push, make a push so that you don't get the basket, and that resulted in a 3-point three, and now we have 17-17, 4:21 left. Halfway through this second quarter, Steve, this is a new ball game.
And it really comes down to the Placer turnovers. Both Placer and East Union have 8 turnovers, but in this quarter, East Union has 3 steals, and they had none in the first. That is why they're back in this game. They're still losing the battle under the boards decisively. But as you see on the Magnuson Dodge Chrysler Jeep scoreboard, all you have to do is generate some offense with your defense, and that can make up for quite a lot.
It really can. There's Tony Camalucci. He sees the bottom falling out of his scoring here. 15 in the first quarter, 2 in the second. They've got the ball, though, and they'll inbound.
And it's not even that they're missing a lot of shots. They're giving a lot of possessions away. Vanderdoes is out of the game, as is Chiardi. Down low, nice shot off the backboard. Gabby Baker, and a tough angle. Gives Placer a much-needed 2 points.
They really did need that.
As Aldaños draws a lot of contact but no foul. That results in a Placer steal. But immediately turn it back over on a travel. Maddie Hernandez comes back in the game. She has 5 points. Still no sign of Vanderdoes. She is sitting on the bench with 6. But the Lancers have possession. As Aldaños drives about a running shot pass. Baseline drive, kick back out. There's a 3 launched. And that's no good. Misses everything. Another Placer rebound. And
clearly a good ball handler, but not much of a Ruby Dalby, not much of a 3-point shooter.
That three is up and no good. Rebound taken by Dragoni. And I pity anyone who's trying to go up against her to get a rebound. There's Aldaños. No good, and wow, that is some strength under the basket by Rena Dragoni. 19 all, just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Up with the left hand, and no good. Lancers come up with the rebound, and they have a chance to take their first lead of the game. Aldaños with the runner, no good. Rebound taken by Chiarte, falls out of bounds. But possession will, I believe, go back to the Lancers.
It will give Chiarte the bonus for effort, but unfortunately she just threw the ball out of bounds.
So now the Lancers have a full shot clock, and the score tied. Pass down low for Dragoni. Dragoni posts up, gets her own rebound. And this time it falls out of bounds again. I believe this will be off Chiarte. So it stays with the Lancers. And again, the Lancers will inbound under the basket with a full shot clock. Lesser defense kicking in and a 5-second violation.
I have a quick 5-second call, but she was timing. She had nowhere to go with the ball.
Inbound pass to Wegner is reeled in. They gain half court. And that was a high-risk pass to Hernandez. Seemed to work out all right. Vanderdo's back in the game. Shakes an arm tackle and puts it in.
And there's the brilliance of Bailey Vanderdoes. She went to that basket with a vengeance.
Jessica Pablo with the ball now. She is the other sophomore along with Ruby Dobby. Back to Vez Aldaños. Vez Aldaños shakes a couple arm tackles. Vanderdoes gets that ball ripped right out of her hands. But I believe a foul will be called on Dragoni. And it will.
I think a little aggressiveness inside. A few elbows flying.
This has been an aggressive game. I don't see that stopping with a few foul calls. That was the second foul on Dragoni. Almost a carry by Hernandez, but she maybe gets away with one. Raven Lewis with it. A long two up, in and out. Vanderdoes mistimes the rebound. So the Lancers come up with it. 21-19 Placer. And there's a big travel on Dobby.
Dobby says, what, me? No, you can't take 4 steps. And for both teams, the turnovers continue, Steve.
It's bad. Without getting into the totals, it's bad. Nice pass by to Lewis, I should say. Chiarte was all alone under the basket, and Vanderdoes and Chiarte just mistimed that pass, so that is another Placer turnover.
Vanderdoes should have just kept coming and driven the key. She was had the momentum in a wide open lane.
She only has 2 points in this quarter. Placer only has 6 points as a team with 1:15 remaining, and they are still nursing a 2-point lead. As Aldaños takes the three, and it is in.
And for the first time tonight, the Lancers take the lead 22-21.
That's absolutely right, Paul. Get past to Lewis. There's a three on the way. Off the backboard, no good. Lancers with the rebound and a chance to increase their lead. 45 seconds. And now we've got a jump ball. Nice defense on the double team coming in the form of Maddie Hernandez to tie up Rena Dragoni before she could get a shot attempt. But the Lancers still have possession. 22 seconds on the shot clock. 39 seconds on the game clock. As Aldaños takes another three. No good. Vanderdoes wraps it up. Quickly up court. About a 2-second difference. Shot clock and game clock. Vanderdoes takes the three. Well short, but mixed up well. An offensive rebound for Placer. And that pass was not good at all. 15 seconds on the clock. There's no rush at all. Wood gets creamed. And she will step to the line to shoot two.
Wood by herself. And like you said, Steve, she was creamed. I believe that was on Cuarte. But Cuarte had really no other option. She either fouled her or let her take an easy two.
And right now, the Lancers are shooting just under 50%. If they make this free throw, they will be 4 for 8 in the half. And they get the roll. 23-21, 7 seconds left. Still plenty of time to get something going. Offensive rebound, Vanderdoes draws a foul with 1.3 seconds.
And that was timely. Vanderdoes going to the line now. Has a chance to tie it up going into the locker room.
That would certainly do a lot for this team's morale. They were up 6 in the first quarter. But the Lancers have gotten right back in.
Tony Camelucci is thinking about what he's going to talk about in the locker room. Looks like he's going to go in and tie it up here.
And it is Ty Vanderdoes with 10. And they are not going to get the shot off. And it is short anyway. So at the end of the first half, Placer and East Union are all tied up at 23 in what is sure to be an up-and-down, action-packed second half of basketball.
You know, if we walked in the gym in the first 4 minutes of this game, Steve, you would have thought that Placer was going to walk away with a blowout, up by 10 early in the first quarter. There you see the Magnuson Judd Chrysler Jeep scoreboard. 15 points for Placer early on. Then completely flip-flops in the second quarter, as you can see, 8 as opposed to 14. This is a very entertaining and very physical game between these two playoff teams. And I tell you the truth, I think it's a coin flip right now, Steve. Neither team really has the advantage. Both have a problem with turnovers. I know you're frantically putting together the stats right now. Let's take a look at a quick replay of there where watch where she falls here on the ground. You will see them inside here, and clearly a foul. And like I said, she didn't have a whole lot of choices. She either gave up the 2 points or she fouled aggressively.
And as it turned out, they did save a point.
They did. That's true. So, Steve, you got stats ready?
I do. It's and we'll come back to that as we step aside for halftime. I'll get to do even more statistics, and we'll get right back to that. You're watching exclusive coverage of the Sac-Joaquin Section Basketball Playoffs on your Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
Say that faster.
Magnuson's Toyota and Scion is celebrating 25 years serving you in the foothills. Right now, Magnuson's carries the first all-electric SUV, and they're still the home of the Toyota Tundra. Magnuson's Dodge Chrysler Jeep is right down the street and features the new Ram diesel truck, Jeep Wranglers, and Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota and Magnuson's Dodge, both in Auburn. Accidents happen, and Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop understands your frustration when they do. They work on all makes and models and have been serving Nevada County for 3 generations. Trips is a proud member of the AAA Repair Network, and their technicians are I-CAR Gold Class professionals. Trips works with all insurance companies and is a direct repair facility for AAA. Voted Nevada County's best, it's Trips Auto Body. It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your toast, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Back here at Earl Crabbe Gymnasium, Placer High School. We're in the middle of a very good girls basketball game. Steve Sitter, let's talk about stats for the game so far.
Well, it's been very interesting. Of course, Placer dominated the first quarter, and just taking a look at some of the first quarter stats, Placer out-rebounding East Union 11-5, but in the second quarter, they really evened it up. Suddenly, the Lancers have 16 rebounds and Placer has 22. So they're right neck and neck, and that was the biggest advantage Placer had. In terms of turnovers, stayed pretty consistent. East Union was 6 and 5 in the first and second quarters with 11. Placer with 5 and 7. So both teams really could do with some cleaning up in the offensive areas, at least in terms of keeping possession. But it really comes into play in the three-pointers. On the season, Placer is 26% from beyond the three-point line. Not great, not amazing. They get a big three when they really need it. That's about what it is. In this game, they are 1 for 12. That is 8.3%, and that is not good at any level of basketball.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure if you gave me 10 shots from beyond the three-point line, I can make one of them and have a slightly better percentage.
I'm not sure about that, Steve, but you're probably right. You know, and I think in the second half, Coach Camalucci is going to come back out and go to his bread and butter. Bailey Vanderdoos really hasn't shown what she usually does. That's not a good first half of basketball for Bailey. And I think they will try to post her up inside and really try to feed the ball inside. Maybe they can get a foul problem going on with the Lancer side, but I'm going to suspect that they're going to go inside in the second half.
Probably, and I think really that it's kind of up for grabs as to whose advantage that works towards. Both teams had a moderate amount of success in the paint in different areas. In the second quarter, certainly East Union dominated in terms of rebounds to get back even with Placer. And in terms of offense, the Lady Hillmen really just didn't show me anything in that second quarter down low. A lot of their scoring happened somewhat incidentally. It really seemed like they weren't drawing up plays. It was just, oh, this play's kind of falling apart. I got to scramble, and oh, hey, an open two-pointer. What do you know?
Right.
And you really can't rely on that too terribly much. It's certainly not at this level.
Well, time will tell, Steve. The second half is coming up very shortly. This is your Touchdown Production Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Dr. Victoria Dutak, and welcome to Advanced Chiropractic Centers. Are you tired of living with debilitating pain, physically impacting the quality of your life? Here at Advanced Chiropractic Centers, we offer a variety of options. We are a result-driven office devoted to your health care. My name is Dr. T, and I look forward to meeting your health care needs.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations and thank you for keeping your business local.
We're at SP Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about SPD.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, it's small, they have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Welcome to Plaza Tire and Automotive Service in Grass Valley. At Plaza Tire and Automotive Service, the customer comes first. We only do what's right for the customer, not necessarily what's right for business. Third-generation family member, learned all that I know from my Grandpa Fred, my dad, my Uncle Mike, my grandma. My entire family's been a huge part of learning about the automotive industry. Grass Valley is our 4th location, and you can also find us in Colfax, Penn Valley, and Nevada City. I am Blake Hauser, and I welcome you to join us for the grand opening at our Grass Valley location.
And, of course, brought to you by Touchdown Productions, the Foothills leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks a lot for tuning in tonight. And be sure to stay with us after the game as we present the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award, created by Suki Engravers. Once again, the Touchdown Productions staff will select the best player of tonight's game and award them with a plaque created by Suki. It's the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award coming up right after this exciting sports telecast, right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Gil, very much. We will be looking at that game of the week. Placer versus Vista Del Lago Eagles. That will be tomorrow night. Steve Sitter, Paul Brown, Gil Dominguez will be here to bring you that game. And Steve, so far as a Player of the Game award, I couldn't tell you right now. I couldn't pick anybody right now.
It's tough, and there are a few players it could go to. Certainly from Placer. It could go to Hernandez. It could go to Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes, though, having kind of a slow night in terms of a Vanderdoes night.
Yep.
Corarte, on the other hand, she only has 4 points, but she's running the offense. She is doing outstanding. A little communication errors, but right now I think the biggest factor in this game easily is Olivia Vezaldaños. She is everywhere. She has not come out, and she is, of course, starting for the East Union Lancers.
And talking about coming out, they're not going to start Renee Dragoni tonight in the second half here. She's sitting on the bench as we start the second half.
Placer with the first possession, and the jump shot by Maddie Hernandez is good. Hernandez with 7 points on the night. Quickly up the court is Vezaldaños. Dishes off to Dobby. Back to Vezaldaños. They will set up some sort of play. That's off to Wood. Wood drives, draws contact, but no foul is called, and Placer comes up with the rebound. Hernandez quickly the other way. A little bit out of control. Dishes off for Wegner. Wegner for Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes for three, and it's good.
Quick 5 points to start the second half for Placer.
So 28-23, Placer leads early in the second half. As Destiny Flores drives, doesn't get too far, and a reach-in foul is called. This will be a non-shooting foul on Wegner. And Vezaldaños really is just running right through the defense. She can pick those seams basically at will.
Probably the quickest player on the floor.
And I am going to make a prediction that this will cause Placer to get into some foul trouble. That runner by Vezaldaños is no good, but wow, how about Raquel Chiarte fighting off Dragoni for that rebound? Down low for Chiarte. Chiarte with a nice move, and she puts it in.
And as we commonly see, a good defensive play is followed by a good offensive one. Chiarte scoring the 7th point of the quarter for Placer.
Vezaldaños will get called for a travel. She trips over Nicole Lee. I'm not entirely sure what Vezaldaños was going for there, but I can pretty well say it wasn't that. 30-23 is the score, and that press has failed to work in every instance but one tonight. Vanderdoes quickly under the basket. Oh, Lee was wide open and could not put it in frustration, she fouled.
And even worse than that, Lee fouls after missing that shot. Here's a replay earlier, and you can see she's got nowhere to go at the basket, semi-tied up. You can make an argument for a foul there, but it ends up being a travel.
Not a lot of fouls have been called in a very physical game. Both teams, I'm sure, frustrated with their overall performance.
Chiarte, very quick hands there. Mandy Hernandez.
And another foul is drawn by Vezaldaños with pure speed. Placer needs to really be quick on that double team, realize that Vezaldaños will drive those seams. And they have to support each other. And that will open up the three-point shot, but on the night, East Union's only 1 for 6, so they're not really big fans of the three-point shot.
Lancers have yet to score in this second half.
There's Aldeño.
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure. I think she maybe invoked witchcraft to get that shot in.
Look what I found as she goes to the line to try to get her third. That is one crazy circus shot.
Sydney Wegner throws her hands up to the bench as if to say that we didn't practice this.
Let's watch a replay. This will be fun. Watch this. She makes a move left, then right, then back right again. There it is there. And now watch, she kind of throws it up as she's getting fouled. Sees it out of the corner of her eye and splashes one down.
Back to live action. The shot by Tiarte is no good. Rebound Lancers. And it is 30-25. Lady Hillmen on top. But as we've seen, these leads are not safe. There's Aldeños on the right side. Takes a long jump shot. And that rebound is almost knocked out of bounds, but it comes back to the Lancers. And that ball is knocked out, almost out of bounds, but it turns out to be a very nice steal.
Well, these officials are just letting them play, huh, Steve?
It certainly looks that way. Everything but the most flagrant of fouls. And as for Lee, long pass to Wegner. 10 on the shot clock now. Vanderdoes takes the three. Maybe got away with a travel on the step back. That three falls, and Vanderdoes now has 16. Quickly the other way. More contact, and count it.
They're going to say that she got that ball up just as she crashes into Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes with her hands on her hips. I got to question it too, Steve. I don't think there was contact, certainly, but I think it was more offensive than it was defensive, but that's the way the call goes.
I think I'm just going to have to throw these field goal percentage, high-low percentage shots out the window. As we see on the replay, Dobby is just running out of control. Smashes right into Vanderdoes, throws it up off the glass and in.
Yeah, so we'll just have to give that one back to the officials later.
So it's loose ball foul before the inbound on Jessica Pablo. Or rather, not a loose ball foul, but a foul away from the ball.
Here's one more time on that replay. Now watch. So Vanderdoes, let's see if she plants her feet. She's moving. No, she's moving. I think that's a good call looking at for the third time.
33-28 is now the score. Long pass for Lee. Lee puts it up and in. Nicole Lee with just her 4th points of the night. That increases the lead to 7. The pace of this game has really picked up. Long shot, no good. Vanderdoes with the rebound. That pass almost picked off, but corralled by Hernandez. Down low for Lee. Lee again. This time she misses the rim completely.
That's the second time Lee's missed that easy one from the right.
Oh, at least. As Aldeños drives, puts up the nice pass down low, but could not finish. Placer ends up with possession.
I think Tony would be right to slow this game down, going to a half-court offense.
And Hernandez to Vanderdoes. Down low, and that pass falls off of Tiarte and out of bounds. So that's just the first Placer turnover of the quarter.
Placer leading 35-28, 3:22 left in the third quarter.
Nicole Lee comes out, and Raven Lewis comes in. I'm sure Coach Campbellucci is thinking that missed layup is due more to fatigue than anything else. Back to Aldeños. Aldeños just drives the baseline and draws a foul. Now again, slow to double team. And that is the 6th team foul on Placer. So that'll be free throws for East Union for the rest of the game. There's Aldeños. This is that free throw. She has 14 of her team's 28 points.
There's a replay on that, Steve. Take a look here. Driving that lane, and Tiarte turning her back to the basket enables her to have that lane. Drawing the foul, and a mic open.
And the inbound pass can't be corralled by Wegner. So 2 quick Placer turnovers. Score 35-29. And Placer right now is just playing undisciplined basketball. There's Aldeños. Now the double team kicks in. Low percentage shot, and that ends up kicked out of bounds by Goodwin. It will go to the Lady Hillmen. Hernandez carefully up court. It seems the Lancers have called off their full court press. Lewis down low for Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes shoots it just a bit hard. And the rebound comes out to Dobby, and Dobby gets tripped up. Well, that's team foul number 7. This will be a free throw.
And they're quickly going to bring back in Renee Draconi. She's going to take the place of Anna Wood.
And Wood and Dragoni have been very silent this quarter. Aldeños has been all of the offense.
Well, clearly they need to make their free throws here.
This will be a 1-and-1. This one is good.
If the Hillmen are going to foul, like they have been, they can leave the Lancers in this game if they can make them from the line.
And their free throw percentage does get a bit higher than 50% for the first time tonight. We have the inbound pass to Chiarde over to Wegner. Wegner stops before crossing half court. And now Hernandez can set up the offense. 2:35 left in the third quarter. 35-31 is the score. Wegner for Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes draws lots of contact. Again, no foul. 3 up on the way, and good. Hernandez puts it down for 10.
Not the way they wanted to draw it up, but certainly effective.
Quickly up court, that dribble is knocked away. And Hernandez puts it up and blocked. How about Vez Aldeños getting that block? All the way at the other end, that shot is blocked. Placer comes back. Hernandez quickly up court, 3-on-3. Hernandez wisely decides to pull up. There's a 3 on the way from Wegner, no good. Offensive rebound, and Raquel Chiarde cleans it up and will get to the line.
And you know, that block by Vez Aldeños was one of the better ones I've seen in girls basketball. She just slapped that thing away like it was a volleyball in the air.
Nicole Lee and Amber Burchell will enter the game. Chiarde will shoot 1. Hill Gals are up 9. Minute 47 left in the third quarter. There's that one-handed shot.
Interesting.
By Chiarde is up and in. And now Anna Wood will enter the game for Sierra Goodwin. Now it is back up to a 10-point lead as Vez Aldeños passes it off to Wood. Wood protects the ball and then promptly gets it knocked away. That's the third Placer steal of the quarter for East Union turnovers. Hernandez goes with the left hand off the screen, and that's blocked by Dragoni. Quickly up court for Vez Aldeños, who reels it in. Throws it down low. Nicely caught, but no putback. And now another Placer steal. Up the court is Chiarde. Chiarde goes up, draws the foul, and will shoot 2.
And this game is nothing short of wild, Steve. Both ends of the floor. Unfortunately, both teams are missing easy baskets.
That's just the third team foul on the Lancers in the half. Second foul on Jessica Pablo. Chiarde shoots it one-handed, and that's no good. That's the first missed free throw for Placer tonight.
There's a replay here. Let's watch it closely. Watch their easy basket missed. That's 2 points that should have been. Goes back the other direction. And number 10, Rachel Cuarte, manages to score only after she's fouled.
we get back to live action.
Mike?
Coach Camelucci has taken a timeout. Chiarte hit 1 of 2. And that extends the Lady Hillmen's lead to 11 with 1:02 left in the third quarter. As you see the Magnuson Dodge Chrysler Jeep scoreboard, Placer has gone on a scoring frenzy, scoring 19 in the third quarter, and the Lancers scored just 8.
There are some of the fans here coming out tonight to root on their Lady Hillmen. You can't see behind them, but this is a full grandstand. And even though they're tied at halftime, Steve, the Hillmans have taken an 11-point lead. I'm not sure that the Lancers can come back from it, frankly.
I think they certainly can, and they have shown that they can come back in this game. And more importantly, the Lady Hillmen have shown that they can make a lot of mistakes and allow them to come back in this game. If their defense stays as tight as it has been, then I don't think they have too much to worry about. But they've shown that if their offense stalls, their defense has to cover a lot more ground. So the Lancers have possession, 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Pass down low for Dragoni. Dragoni puts it up. No good, and a defensive rebound for Placer. That was an easy shot missed by Dragoni under the basket. Lead stays 11. Vanderdoes double team, kicked out, a 3 on the way. Off the glass and no good. Rebound taken by Wood. Wood up for Vezaldaños. Vezaldaños gives it off to Pablo. Pablo is guarded nicely by Rochelle as he goes back to the baseline. Passes it down low. That shot blocked very, very well and out of bounds. It looked like Dobby may have thrown it out herself, but the official does not call it that way.
That's what Bailey says. Not on my ground here. Get out of this key.
10.8 seconds left. No shot clock. Wood has it down to 7. Nice spin, and that's blocked by Vanderdoes. But a foul is called. I'm not sure if that foul was on. It is called on Vanderdoes. It looked like she poked that ball out pretty cleanly. But this will result in 2 free throws.
I think that's the third foul on Vanderdoes, too. Watch it's clearly a foul. Good spin move, but she gets her with the body as she scores the first of 2.
42-32 is the score.
Mike?
Second shot is no good. Rebound taken by Vanderdoes. And that pass is up and turned over. And as time expires for the third quarter, Placer leads by 10. 42-32 in a quarter very reminiscent of the first.
You take a look at the Magnuson Dodge scoreboard. There it is. And you're right, Steve. Very reminiscent of the first. The Placer Hillmen coming out of the locker room, scoring the first 7 points and going on to score 19 in the third quarter. Take a 10-point lead. I think momentum is clearly in favor of Placer here. I am not optimistic that the Lancers have the firepower to come back from a 10-point deficit here in the fourth. We'll have to see.
I'm not sure they even need firepower. Just take a look at the scoreboard inside here. 18 fouls for Placer. They don't need firepower. They just need to keep shooting free throws. I mean, right now they're only 9 for 16, which is not that impressive. But if they keep piling on those free throws, that's a lot of free, uncontested baskets they can put in.
That's so true. The Lancers only have 3 fouls, so they have a number to give. But you're so right, Steve. They're in the one-on-one if they can get to the line.
And that's only for 1 more foul. After that, it's 2. So you can bet Vezaldaños will do a lot of driving. That's off to Wood. Wood Gives it back to Vezaldanos, who has a step, takes the runner, puts it up and in. Olivia Vezaldanos with 19 of her team's 34 points. Maddie Hernandez splits the defense. Down low for Chiarte. Comes back out to Hernandez. Across for Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes to Hernandez. Hernandez to Chiarte. Chiarte puts it up and off the back of the rim. Vezaldanos puts up another runner, and it's up and in. Vezaldanos with 21 points.
Isn't she something to watch?
And Placer still refuses to double team her. Vanderdoes drives the baseline, gives to Chiarte. Chiarte puts up the runner. No good, another rebound. And now wide open is Dobby. Dobby puts it up, and she doesn't miss. 42-38, just like that, a 10-point lead is cut down to 4. Vanderdoes for 3. And boy, they have really improved their three-point shooting. 1 of 12 in the first half, 4 of 6 in the second.
Bailey passed that exact same shot up the last offensive play scheme, and she should have taken it.
Double team against Flo. In covering Vezaldanos, so this time she misses, proving she is mortal after all. Lady Hillmen with a 7-point lead. Just under 6 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Vanderdoes standing all by herself in the corner. They need to feed her the ball.
Instead, Hernandez drives, puts it up with the left hand. Very low percentage shot. Lancers come up with the rebound. Quickly up court is Vezaldanos, and she draws the foul and will get to the line.
And I think that foul, Steve, is going to be on Vanderdoes. Watch this. Great ball handling. Brings it up from the center and down. Impressive player, Olivia Van.
That foul was actually called on Chiarte, and that is her third as well. First free throw is no good. Vezaldanos is a 5'7" junior. Second free throw is also no good. That rebound is knocked out of bounds by Dragoni, who really wanted another offensive board. In the third quarter, both the Lancers and the Lady Hillmen had 9 rebounds. Very, very impressive. Hernandez with it, throws it over to Lee. Finds his way to Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes put on the line, but that doesn't matter as the rebound pops out to Dobby. Dobby, a little bit out of control, manages to secure possession. This time she gets it knocked out. First turnover of the fourth quarter. Long pass up for Lee. Lee passes it up, gives it to Chiarte. No good. Lee steals the rebound and puts it back in. Excuse me, that's Wegner. And those are the first 2 points of the night for Wegner. Meanwhile, 2 offensive rebounds by Rena Dragoni and a foul. So Dragoni now with 6. She will shoot 1. That's team foul number 10. So the Lancers officially in the double bonus. That foul is on Vanderdoes, and that is her 4th. Free throw is very hard, but Placer comes up with the rebound. .47-40 is the score. Placer on top. The winner of tonight's game moves on. Loser goes home. Pass down low for Chiarte. Chiarte puts it up and in.
Big basket by Chiarte, making the lead by 9 now with 4 minutes to play.
Coach Agostini calls out a play from the bench. Vezaldanos to Wood. Wood puts it up a bit too hard. Vanderdoes with the rebound. Now we are approaching the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Wegner was all alone. Vanderdos draws the double team and finds the open Chiarte cutting to the basket for 2. And now the lead is back up to 11. Coach Agostini calls a timeout.
And that's classic Placer basketball right there. Bailey Vanderdos to Raquel Cuarte. They have to double team Vanderdos, leaving Cuarte all by herself. Easy basket down the lane.
I'm not sure at this point in the game you really have to double team Vanderdos. She's been pretty quiet this second half. And you see the Magnuson Dodge Chrysler Jeep scoreboard, even scoring in the fourth quarter, but that third quarter lead that the Lady Hillmen built up is holding, and there is just 3 minutes and 54 seconds until they can move on.
There's the Magnuson scoreboard. You can see it clearly. I think the Placer Hillmen now, if they could just play solid basketball, slow it down, good half-court basketball, they can bring this win home for the Hillmen.
Well, East Union has been pushing the pace of this game. They do not want this game to slow down. They want it on their terms. Because Olivia Vezaldanos is still playing like it's the first quarter. She has not slowed down at all. And the only thing she's really accomplished is putting up a lot of points, getting the Lady Hillmen in desperate foul trouble. I mean, don't forget Vanderdos has 4 fouls. So she will be off the floor. Big size advantage down low. The Lancers have possession over to Wood. Wood draws contact. But that block is considered clean. And the Lady Hillmen now have possession and will probably run a sizable chunk of clock. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Gabby Baker throws it up top for 3, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it will go to the Lancers. So they do manage to bleed about 30 seconds off the clock, which at this point is about as good as a basket. There's Aldaños. Tries to go baseline, but decides to go the other direction. Passes off to Wood. Wood has to chase it, but she reels it in. Hard contact. Looked like Wegner tackled Vezaldanos, but no call. But a grab to the arm by Maddie Hernandez is called. Interesting. Interesting possession.
And Hernandez shows her emotions to the official. That was about as entertaining as any basket. Here's that takeout we saw in the scrum on the floor. You'll see the reach in there by Cuarte. And then they basically just get tangled, but you can see the takedown in the left of your screen.
Both free throws by Dobby are good. She has 10. And East Union is once again at 50% from the free throw line. 51-42 is the score, just under 3 minutes in regulation. Lady Hillmen really just need to bleed time off the clock. And East Union with a lot of fouls to give. Maddie Hernandez gives off to Chiarte. Chiarte up top to Lee. More contact away from the ball. This time Hernandez pulls up and makes the shot.
Perfect offensive sequence. Bleed the clock down to 6 seconds and make the 2.
More contact and no call. Rebound taken by Placer. And Coach Camalucci motioning for Hernandez to slow up, take your time, don't force anything. Nice give and go. No finish. And the rebound is taken by the Lancers. Lancers quickly up court. Dobby again shakes an arm tackle and gets blocked by Baker.
Baker just swatting it away. Looked like Sydney Wagner actually got a hand in there. Should have been a foul. Here's a replay on that. Well, that is the basket prior that rims out.
Meanwhile, back to live action. A foul is called on Wagner. That will send Vezaldanos to the line shooting 2. That is her third foul. So Chiarte has 4 fouls. Hernandez has 4 fouls. And Vanderdoes has 4 fouls.
10-point lead by the Hillmen with 1:47 left.
Both free throws by Aldeños are good, and the Lancers take a timeout.
Jim Augustini on the sideline going to try to figure out how to squeeze 9 points in the next 1:47. Placer Hillman in control of this sectional playoff game here at the Earl Crabbe Gymnasium.
And
Steve, it's been very entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. And I was just thinking, you see the Magnuson Dodge Chrysler Jeep scoreboard. Placer up by 9 with 1:47 left. And you think 9 was like, okay, you can make three-pointers and tie it up. East Union has not attempted a 3-point shot in the second half. And they were just 1 for 6 in the first half. So that is really not what they're thinking. They're thinking, all right, this is a 5-possession game. We need some turnovers. And there is almost one as Hernandez happens to be in the right place to clean it up.
They've got to think about fouling now. They should be out there fouling.
Now that pass is down low for Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes draws a foul. She'll get to the line. These will be the first free throws for the Lady Hillmen in the fourth quarter.
So Lancers coach Jim Augustini decides not to play the foul game. I'm surprised. They do have only 4 team fouls. They have some to give.
That low free throw shot by Vanderdoes is good, and she now has 20 points. And now entering the game is Rena Dragoni, of course, Sierra Goodwin. That evens out the size for both these teams. Second free throw is good. Vanderdoes with 21, and Placer has only missed 1 free throw tonight. No surprise, Aldeños drives. Nice pass down low for Dragoni, who puts it in. Down to 1:20. Well, that didn't take any time.
Lancers need to press.
It's a 9-point lead, and Hernandez is not making it easy for the Lancers to get any sort of pressure. Nice defense away from the ball. Hernandez drives, no good. Rebound taken by the Lancers. Quickly up court. There's Dobby. Dobby dribbles it off of Wagner's knee and out of bounds. So they will inbound with 26 seconds on the shot clock. 57.8 seconds on the game clock. And they are still down 9.
They don't have time to set it up. They need to fire them up.
And there's a 3 on the way. Just a bit hard. And the rebound taken by the Lady Hillmen. 46 seconds now. And you're right, the Lancers really do need a foul, and there it is. Jessica Pablo, the sophomore, takes the foul. That's just team foul number 5. And be sure to join us as tomorrow the Placer boys take to the court against the Vista Del Lago Eagles. And, of course, we will bring you all of that basketball action right here from the Earl Crabbe Gymnasium. Meanwhile, back at live action, another foul is called on Jessica Pablo. That is her 4th. And still no free throws for the Lady Hillmen. And now another foul by Ruby Dobby. And now it's free throws.
You know, it's too little too late, Steve. They should have started this foul game about a minute and a half ago.
They really had the ability to put on a tough defense and really go for those steals. But as it is, you're absolutely right, Paul. It is too little too late. 39.1 seconds. First free throw is no good. And a rebound by Wood. They really have to hurry if they want any shot. There's a 3 on the way.
There's a free ball.
Olivia Aldeños for 3. She has 26 points tonight, and a quick timeout by Coach Agostini, as it's now a 6-point game with 29.8 seconds left.
You know, it's unusual to see a scoring guard like this score this many points. Occasionally we'll see a 20-point plus game, but usually it's from the big person in the middle. In girls basketball, you might have a dominant center, but I have rarely seen a player. Aldeños is one of those special players. one of the best we've seen in girls basketball in a couple of years, Steve.
Yeah, even putting aside the few prayers she threw up and through divine intervention found their way to the basket. She has played an outstanding game of basketball. And you see the Magnuson Dodge Chrysler Jeep scoreboard. Placer getting outscored in the fourth, 17-13. Outscored by 4.
6-point game, Steve. 6 points is only. A couple of 3 balls with 30 seconds left.
Basil Daniels with 26 of her team's 49 points. Placer to inbound, long inbound, and all alone is Sydney Wegner. Catches up, gets hard foul, and that will be a flagrant.
And they're going to give her the free throws and the ball back.
And that very clearly was a push to the small of the back.
They may take her off the court. Here's the replay.
Well,
clear basket, and watch, you get a push. It was pretty aggressive. Fortunately, she didn't go down.
No, and again, there was no malice to that. She just didn't want to give up an easy 2 points. So the first free throw of the flagrant is good, and you see it again on the screen. There's that push, and it's the fact that it's a push to the lower back. That is really the worst place you can push someone.
Ideally, she should wrap her arms around her and take that foul.
A quick 3 ball, for some reason, was taken by the Lady Hillmen. Quickly up court, we're down to 19 seconds. Another 3 ball on the way, and this time it's knocked out of bounds by Vanderdoes. Couldn't catch it. It was hard off the rim, so it will stay with the East Union Lancers. 15.4 seconds, an 8-point lead. It is very hard indeed to come back from this. There's another 3 launched, no good, and a quick jump ball is called as Dragoni.
That'll be the game. 10 seconds left. Hillman leading by 8, Steve. All they need to do is inbound.
They do. No foul is called. They're not really going for a foul. Easily dribbled out of danger. They're sort of half going for fouls, so that's final buzzer. And the Placer Lady Hillmen hang on in a very up and down, less than perfect game for both these teams. But they do manage to hang on and are victorious by a final score of 57-49.
And this is a good example of playoff basketball. You get to this level, you always have very competitive teams, generally very close games. At halftime, it was a coin flip, and the Lady Placer Hillmen here in Earl Crabbe Gymnasium managed to hold on for their first section title win of the season. There's our Magnuson Dodge scoreboard. And the alma mater, as traditionally played after every game, win or lose. Behind us, a crowded Placer Gymnasium as the students sing and sway to the Placer band. There they are. No lack of school spirit here. Placer Gymnasium. So come back tomorrow. We'll have more of the same. The Placer Hillmen boys will play the Del Vista Lago Eagles, and it will be nothing short of fireworks here at the Earl Crabbe. I guarantee it. You think this was a physical game, Steve? Tomorrow, it's really going to be something. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, me too. Absolutely. Let's talk about player of the game for a bit. And I'm going to give you my vote right now goes to Raquel Quirarte. She played excellent basketball up and down the court. She was an offensive catalyst and a defensive force. And even though she only had 14 points, that's 2 above her game average. I think she really deserved it tonight.
You know, and I think that's a good call. I'm going to let you make that call tonight, Steve. Raquel could have been a player of the game a number of times. She's been a solid part of the reason this team has made the playoffs. It's going to be Raquel Quirarte and she will be our player of the game. Number 10, there is Coach Camalucci.
And let's talk quickly, since we're going to go through these individual stats. Bailey Vanderdoe scored 21. She was huge early, but not so much a factor later on. But looking at East Union, Olivia Vezaldeño, 26 of her team's 49 points.
Wow.
That is fantastic. Again, for a guard.
Really fun to watch.
Yeah, you really don't see that too often. East Union only had 4 players score. Vezaldeño had 26, Dalby had 10, Dragoni with 8, Anna Wood with 4, and that was it. Placer, on the other hand, had 6 players score, which still isn't huge, but much better than the 4 that the Lancers had. In terms of team stats, pretty even in terms of rebounding, as it turns out. East Union had one more defensive rebound than Placer, so they really worked hard to get back in. But the turnovers, 17 turnovers to the Lancers, 15 for Placer. But Placer had 11 steals to East Union's 5, which really means that the Placer defense just worked harder than East Union, and that was the big difference in the game. And I think Placer really can be proud. They shot 9 for 12 free throws, much better than their 65% free throw percentage in the regular season. And 5 for 20, but 4 of 8 from the three-point line in the second half. That is a huge improvement, and those 3 balls were really there when this game got kind of interesting in the third quarter.
So looking for another pennant to hang proudly here in the Earl Crabbe Gymnasium. Placer girls come away with a win tonight. And as we've been saying, you will see us here again tomorrow night for the Placer Hillmen boys. Executive producer Gilbert M. Dominguez. Thank you, Gilbert, for putting up with us. Camera operator Samuel Enos, Tony Rondini, and Cody Hitchcock. Announcer Steve Sitter and Paul Brown. Remote facilities come to you from the Commander's News. Plaza Tire and Auto Service help us to take care of the Commander. As Player of the Game Awards, Touchdown Productions, and Suki Engravers. Touchdown Accounting, Cinto and Graziano. Contact us if you'd like a copy, a DVD of this game or in-game. Gil at touchdownproductions.com. You can find this game and many, many others. You can order your DVDs of over 1,500 sports telecasts. So, for Gil Dominguez, Paul Brown, Steve Zitter, this has been your Placer Hillmen and your Touchdown Productions Game of the Week. Thanks for joining us.